Why settle for less when you can see more with Flow? With Flow's digital video service, you get more channels, more customizable video packages, more flexibility with your personal video recorder, pause, rewind, and record your favorite shows. In other words, we give you more so you can really enjoy the bigger picture.
Flow, watch, talk, click.
This is CC6 News Night Weekend Review for April 22nd to 25th, 2013. It was the week in which former Foreign Affairs Minister named new ambassador to China. Former Finance Minister says 2013 budget is not real. Labour Senator says Cap Bank depositors should file joint class action lawsuit against the government. In sports, Chelsea football coaches conduct Grenada's leg of digital kickstart clinics. Detail when we return.
Have you heard the great news?
Of course, now you can talk as you like with Flow.
When we sign up right now for Flow's Talk As You Like, we can each get a free cordless phone.
Now I can talk to my friends and family on landlines in over 50 international destinations.
Plus, I can also talk to all my contacts in the USA, Canada, and India on landlines or mobile.
Sign me up. I'm going to talk as I like with Flow. Flow, watch, talk, click.
I am Kirani James, and Co-op Bank is my bank.
If prosperity really matters to you, come home to Grenada Cooperative Bank. Since 1932, we have shared the same values: financial diligence, investing with prudence, transparent compliance, consistent performance.
Welcome home, Grenada.
No matter the economic climb, we always stand the test of time.
Welcome home, Grenada, the bank that goes the extra mile. Welcome home, Grenada, the bank that serves with a smile.
Welcome to a bank you can truly call your own. Grenada Cooperative Bank.
We care because you matter.
Welcome home.
It's a popular belief that all windows and doors are the same. But at St. Lou Metal, we know the difference. With true Grenadian craftsmanship and precision that gives the best quality and low guaranteed prices, you have a wide variety of windows and doors to choose from. Skylight windows, 2-half kitchen doors, aluminum doors with window inside and screen. We are the doors and windows people. St. Lou Metal, building number 19, Frequente Industrial Park. Call 439-6538.
Thanks for joining us. I am Samantha Williams. Former Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Hood is among a list of people appointed to high-level positions by the new Keith Mitchell-led administration. The announcement was made at the weekly post-cabinet briefing held in the ministerial complex on Wednesday. Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Legal Affairs and Labour, Local Government and Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs Honorable Elvin Nimrod says among the major decisions made in cabinet this week were the appointments of individuals to serve in embassies and high commissions overseas.
Cabinet has taken a decision to appoint the following persons to serve in the embassies and high commissions abroad. Mr. Carl Hood, former Minister of Finance under the last administration, is designated to head the embassy in the People's Republic of China. Mr. Jocelyn Whiteman, who served as ambassador to the People's Republic of China recently, has been reassigned to the High Commission in London. Mrs. Clarice Charles, former Minister of Education, is designated to serve as our ambassador in the Republic of Cuba. Mr. Hassan Hadid is assigned to serve in the embassy in Venezuela. Mr. Derek James, who was the Consul General under the past administration, is designated to serve as Honorary Consul General in New York.
Minister Nimrod says the new appointees bring a wealth of experience to the positions.
I want to draw your attention to the fact that all except one of these persons I just named has had significant experience in the field of diplomacy. I also want to note that two of these persons named, as I said before, served under the past NDC administration. And of course, in keeping with our promise, there's this new administration promise to be all-inclusive.
Cabinet has also appointed an acting commissioner of prisons, former president of the Grenada Football Association, Ashley Ramfolks, in a move Minister Nimrod hopes will work towards bringing order to the country's lone correctional facility.
When the Minister of National Security assumed office, he was confronted with a series of problems within Her Majesty prisons, among which was illegal drugs, illegal weapons. And of course, the situation had been very explosive, and the Minister of National Security, that happened to be our Prime Minister, had to move swiftly to try to abate the problem. And this is why, of course, he has appointed Mr. Ashley Folks on a temporary basis to serve as Commissioner in Her Majesty Prison, so that, of course, hopefully, that the situation would be abated and brought under control.
Minister Nimrod says Cabinet has also appointed a team of people to serve as negotiators between government and other sectors, including public servants and trade unions. One of the last speakers at the sitting of the Senate on Wednesday was former Minister of Finance, Senator Nazim Burke, and as can be expected, he was not in support of the 2013 budget, as he says the document does not live up to promises made by the NNP on the campaign trail.
Former Minister of Finance and now Opposition Senator Honorable Nazim Burke says a close review of the 2013 estimates of revenue and expenditure confirms for him that the NNP sold Grenadians a fairy tale during the last general election campaign. Addressing the Senate on Wednesday, Senator Burke says the over $1.1 billion budget shows that the new administration is trying to dance out of the promises they made. He calls the budget a basket of water, as it does not hold up to scrutiny.
I was tickled by the concept of this holding budget, a holding budget. Talking to the Barbados advocate on the 11th of April, the Prime Minister of Grenada had this to say. I'm quoting here. So it means that we have termed this budget, which the Minister of Finance has to deliver next week, Tuesday, the 16th of April, a holding budget. In other words, the NNP's real budget, and I heard somebody here repeat the real budget, the NNP's real budget, which of course would capture the vision of the new National Party, will be in December of this year when we prepare and finalize the 2014 budget, unquote. Of interest, Mr. President, is that even before presenting the budget, the Prime Minister was acknowledging and warning the world that the budget was not a real budget. Was not a real budget. And then everybody else comes, everybody at the law house and here this morning saying it's a real budget, it's a realistic budget. The Prime Minister told you it is not a real budget. The real budget is going to come next year. That's what we are told. So why you want me to believe it's a real budget when he himself doesn't believe it's a real budget? Right? It's not a real budget.
Government's promise of a new economy is mentioned 27 times in a 46-page document, he says, but he fails to see what the leading sectors of the concept are.
What are the elements of the new economy? What are the elements of this new economy? That is important because you want to know what are the economic sectors that you see as the lead sectors, the sectors that will drive the economy, the sectors that will create the jobs, the sectors that will increase output, the sector that will increase foreign exchange, the sector that will attract investment, the sector that will bring exports for the country. In other words, those sectors that will truly move the economy away from the existing pillars to the new pillars of growth and sustainable growth and development of which we speak. So you must identify what are the elements of this new economy. You can't just continue to repeat the words new economy, new economy, new economy, and believe that what you will have is a new economy.
The former Deputy Prime Minister says some of the things presented in last week's estimates can also be found in the documentation of the 1995 budget.
Even though we hear the words new economy, we have to ask, was this going to be the same new economy that the NMP promised to deliver in 1995, based on offshore banking, knowledge, informatics, economic citizenship, or was this going to be something else? Was this going to be a new economy or a brand new second-hand economy? Was this going to be a new economy or a recycled new economy? What was it going to be? What were going to be the elements? We need to hear that.
The budget was presented under the theme, Restoring Hope, Building the New Economy and Empowering Our People. Blossom Alexis Welsh, CC6 Newsnight.
In his first address to the Upper House of Parliament this week, Senator Raymond Roberts spoke of numerous issues the labour sector would like tackled by government, including the receivership of Cap Bank.
Labour representative in the Upper House of Parliament, Senator Raymond Roberts, has advised depositors of Capital Bank International to file a joint class action suit against the government. Cap Bank was put into receivership in February 2008 by the then NNP government after some people reported that they were unable to make withdrawals from their accounts. More than 5,000 depositors lost access to their accounts and to date have not been able to retrieve any of their funds. During the presentation of the 2013 budget last week Tuesday, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Keith Mitchell said government allocated $500,000 that will go toward refunding the small depositors of the financial institution.
This budget provides for $500,000 to address the smallest depositors of Capital Bank. By smallest depositors, I'm referring to depositors with a savings of $500 or less, and net of accrued interest and any outstanding loans to Capital Bank.
Addressing the Senate debate of the budget on Tuesday, Senator Roberts says while the Grenada Trades Union Council welcomes the effort, it is not enough for the people who have been unable to access their money for more than 5 years.
We think it's a good gesture in the sense that it was the government that created the monster. But in the same breath, we want to tell all the people who are affected, we want them to come together and form a joint class suit against the government of Grenada headed by Dr. Keith Mitchell, who, as far as we're concerned, acted very irresponsibly to give Cap Bank a license to operate against the good wishes of the East Caribbean Central Bank. We don't see this perhaps as something that should be allowed to go by.
Senator Roberts also noted the appointment of lawyer Cajetan Hood as Attorney General of Grenada, who is also the legal representative for the bank.
We noticed that the attorney that represented Cap Bank is now the nation's Attorney General. We want to ask the government that he should not be part of any of this agreement, any of the processes that will involve this Cap Bank thing. We think that would be a conflict of interest, and we trust that they will be responsible enough to have him step aside of that Cap Bank issue and let there be someone independent on this whole issue. But we really want to encourage the people who are affected to do like what some people in Trinidad do, joint class suit against the government. We think the government must stand the consequences of their action.
The Labour senator says the GTUC believes the minimum amount for depositors who qualify for repayment should be increased to $5,000. Blossom Alexis Welsh, CC6 Newsnight.
When we return, former Education Minister says cutting of free school books program is politically motivated.
Only one dishwashing liquid can do the job. Quicks is the expert in taking out the toughest grease easily. You know you can trust it. Quicks cuts grease better, full stop.
Digicel makes you smile.
Free SMS, free international and local. Free magic number calls, extra credit when you top up. Top up 10 or more and get rewarded for your top up. Digicel gives you more to keep you smiling. Get free SMS when you top up with $10. Magic number calls when you top up with $15. Free international once you top up with $20. Free local calls to all Digicel numbers. Extra credit for $30 or more. You get more. 10% bonus credit to do anything you want. Digicel makes you smile.
Digicel, the bigger, better network.
Breeze removes stains in the first wash. The other detergents, not always. You have to wash it all again and use twice the amount. So, which one costs more? Do the math. Choose Breeze. Unbeatable stain removal.
Harmony. The complete balance of the senses. Sight. Sound. Smell. Touch. And taste. Create your state of harmony in no time at all with the Baron Gourmet Collection. Baron, we make food tasty.
Welcome back. One of the flagship programs of the former administration will soon be no more as the new Keith Mitchell-led government cuts the free school books initiative, a move the former education minister says seems to be politically motivated.
Former Minister of Education, Senator Franca Alexis Bernardine, says government's decision to end the free school books program appears to be more politically motivated than a cost-cutting measure. Addressing day one of the budget debate in the Upper House of Representatives on Tuesday at the Grenada Trade Center, the senator says from the implication, the then opposition has found ways to degrade the program and its good intentions.
The NNP at the time had all manner of issues. From day one, if you'll recall, day one, don't pay the $25 handling fee, was the first statement. We worked through that battle. The second statement came, the books, some people don't have books. Well, go in. Go in and say to the principal, because the principal is the person responsible for ordering the books. Some of the schools have a beautiful program, runs without problem. Mr. President, I have experienced this personally myself, and I was very happy when such a decision was taken, because my children have been part of such a book program. It works like clockwork. You go in, you're given your books at the beginning of each term, you monitor your children, you bring it back. So it's a good system, and it's regrettable, truly regrettable. I do believe it is for political rather than financial reasons that it is being removed. That is my own opinion. We must look and improve systems rather than do away with them.
Senator Bernardine speaks on the importance of the free school books program and the difference it's made for numerous families.
It is critical to have school book programs because they reckon that most of the children fall by the wayside because there is no book for them to follow. Whether it's book, it's tablet, it's whatever, something must be there for them to follow to give them the information. I don't think it is in our interest as a nation to do away with the textbook program.
The senator says the free school books program has been successful in many Caribbean countries and speaks on other regional book programs and their continuing successes.
There are book programs for over 35 years in the Bahamas. There are book programs for over numerous years in many of the other islands, Barbados included, Trinidad. So this is nothing new. We're not groundbreaking. And we researched it well. None of those islands have found it necessary to remove anything. All they did was to continue to improve, because no system is perfect, Mr. President. And so you have to continue upgrading and improving. But if I may say, it was an excellent system that was set out in the first place, carefully monitored.
Senator Franca Bernardine is of the opinion that education should be top priority if the government is serious about national development, and she is not happy with a budget allocation of 10% towards education. Wayne Francis Wright, CC6 Newsnight.
The flooding situation in St. Mark is soon to be addressed with a $13 million project, which would be undertaken by a Chinese engineering company, and a parliamentary representative for the parish says it will generate employment.
During the 2013 elections campaign, the new National Party, which was then in opposition, campaigned heavily on job creation in an effort to curb the high unemployment situation across the island. While delivering the estimates of revenue and expenditure for 2013, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, highlighted a number of projects to come on stream, one of them the flood mitigation project in St. Mark. The project, which is estimated at a cost of $13 million, will be done under an agreement with the People's Republic of China's Harbour Engineering Company. Member of Parliament for St. Mark, Honorable Dr. Clarence Modest Corwin, spoke to CC6 Newsnight about the flood mitigation project during an interview on Sunday.
That bridge, maybe lower down the bridge, all the way up to Bonnet School and past that. But all along the river has we've had significant destruction by the flash floods in the past 2 years. And so while there's a lot more to be done, but it's a significant start of $5.1 million US. And it will be of great benefit to the community in a number of ways.
Dr. Modest Corwin says the project, based in its agreement, will generate much needed employment in the parish.
First of all, the disaster mitigation impact it would have in terms of curbing the river and preventing it from overflowing into the town, which is what has happened on occasions over the years. But also it is going to create jobs for persons in a very difficult and severely hit economic time in our country and of course in our parish. I am so pleased to see that the work is going to be labor intensive. It's going to be Gabion baskets. So while of course there'll be machines doing work, but there'll be a lot of human effort into it. And also the Chinese company, China Harbour, has assured us that more than 50% of the workers will be locals. So this indeed is of great significance for us in St. Mark.
Under the agreement, Dr. Mitchell says the majority of the workforce will be made up of residents of St. Mark. Sherry-Ann Noel, CC6 Newsnight.
Some high-tech equipment were officially presented to the Royal Grenada Police Force on Monday as an international organization plays their part in crime-fighting efforts in Grenada.
The Royal Grenada Police Force have benefited from an automated fingerprint identification system, AFIS, officially handed over to them on Monday by the U.S. Ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, His Excellency Dr. Larry Palmer. The handing over of the equipment took place at the Royal Grenada Police Force Headquarters Conference Room at Fort George on Monday. Dr. Larry Palmer comments on the benefits of AFIS.
AFIS, as it is called, will enhance border security for all the individual islands and improve collective regional security throughout the entire Eastern Caribbean. Grenada law enforcement will now be better equipped to search their databases quickly and effectively for fingerprint analysis. The system will also enhance the whole fingerprinting process.
Ambassador Palmer speaks of the AFIS system already in use in Grenada.
Today is a great day as it marks the conclusion of the first AFIS installation in Grenada. I understand the system is in full operation between police headquarters and the Grenville Police Station. Antigua, St. Kitts, and Nevis, St. Lucia are islands that are also all up and running, and they're connected to each other. Over the next couple of months, the system will be deployed in Guyana, Suriname, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Dominica. Together, we have worked to make sure all of these islands will be able to communicate with each other by the middle of this year.
Acting Commissioner of Police Winston James says the equipment has had positive effects on the work being carried out by the Royal Grenada Police Force.
This system, from all what was said, would greatly enhance the investigative capability of the Royal Grenada Police Force. And I can assure you that it has already started. So far, I think I can tell the press that we are able to clear up about 79 cold cases or cases that were not detected. But since receiving the equipment, we were in a position to clear up those cases.
The main server for this live scan fingerprint system, installed in January, is at the police headquarters in St. George. Wayne Francis Wright, CC6 Newsnight.
Coming up in sports, defending champs of Wagiti basketball tournament knocked out by newcomer to the competition.
Cool me down. Nothing can hard in my country. So I open a bakery. Hey, yes. Hey, in order that I should marry. When did you jump so car? Friendliest people you'll ever meet. Wise man with black stone beside him.
Live on Community Channel 6 every Saturday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's Sound System Saturday.
Grenada, you are being watched by the hardest hitting commentary team ever assembled, and they tell you as they see it every Monday at 8 p.m. on Community Channel 6. Watchdog.
Biting commentary.
A biting commentary. Repeat broadcast Saturdays at 8 p.m.
Biting commentary.
Welcome back. 3 high-level coaches from England's Chelsea Football Club were in the island this week for Grenada's leg of the Digicel Kickstart Clinics.
30 young football enthusiasts who recently qualified to take part in the 2013 Digicel Kickstart Clinic will benefit from the participation of 3 top coaches from the Chelsea Football Club Foundation. The coaches arrived in Grenada on Monday ahead of the official launch of the clinic at the National Stadium on Tuesday. The coaches are International Development Officer Andrew Otley, Head Coach Kane Cowburn, and Senior International Football Development Officer David Monk.
This isn't just a cliched or generic tool. It's about long-term development. It's about our contract and our partnership with Digicel to ensure that grassroots development in Grenada and in the Caribbean region is successful. And I think from the statistics that Mr. Joseph has just told us about in the fact of running these grassroots development programs across this island, it's wonderful. And it's fantastic to see the proactiveness from the GFA and also from other FAs across the region.
Following a training session held on Tuesday afternoon, 3 of the young players from the Grenada leg of the clinic will have an opportunity to attend a 1-week training camp at the Digicel Academy in Barbados in October, where they will be joined by other footballers from 9 other Caribbean islands.
We have designed our program around our delivery program in the UK. So we will emulate and replicate exactly what we do in the UK here in Grenada. Now, the fact that you've got a wonderful facility and the surface is excellent, it makes it easier for us to spot the players who really stand out.
An extra element has been added this year where a testing program will decide a wildcard entry from each island. From the 10 entries, a Chelsea player will select 2 of the boys to represent their country at the academy in October.
A new champion will be crowned in this year's Wagiti's knockout basketball tournament after the defending champs were defeated in the quarter-final stage of the competition.
Eagles' hopes of retaining the Wagiti Knockout Basketball Tournament Championship title were dashed over the weekend as they were defeated in their quarter-final match by a newcomer to the competition. Taking on LA Lions Saturday for a place in the semi-finals, the defending champs could only muster 59 points to Lions' 74 at the Guav Hard Court. 14 points from Javon Emery was not enough for Eagles as Sherlin Abens' 24 saw Donald Garage LA Lions to victory. Manager for Eagles, Raquel Joseph, says the team did not play at their best.
Well, I feel the rug around wrong. Tonight we just haven't encountered enough energy towards the game.
So what was the strength that you think the team should have used for this matchup?
Well, everybody know that the team is a defensive team, so if we had played 200 defense, we should have come victorious tonight.
Captain for LA Lions, Sherlin Aben, says the win has boosted their confidence for the rest of the tournament.
It feels good to be the defending champs. It's always good to play hard, and we play, so we came out victorious with a win.
What was your strategy for this game?
Well, those guys were saying they play hard, and once I opened, shoot the tree, and I was on whole night, so it worked for the team very well.
In the other quarter-final game contested on Saturday, home team Sisson Sparklers sealed a hard-fought win over Southern Pros 61-57.
That's all we have for you in Sports on 6. We recap the headlines next. Recapping the headlines, it was the week in which former Foreign Affairs Minister named new ambassador to China. Former Finance Minister says the 2013 budget is not real. And Labour Senator says cap bank depositors should file joint class action suit against the government. In sports, Chelsea football coaches conduct Grenada's leg of Digicel Kickstart clinics. That brings us to the end of CC6 Newsnight Week in Review for April 22nd to 25th, 2013. Top stories from CC6 Newsnight can also be seen on our Facebook page, Flow Community Channel 6. On behalf of the news team, I'm Samantha Williams, thanking you for joining us.